Well, then starting off with the first team I have is the Houston Rockets, both signing Fred VanVleet and Dillon Brooks, who both combined for a total of $210 million. But overall, for the Houston Rockets, it really wasn't worth signing that much, especially Dillon Brooks, who just came off a horrible season. Also, Fred VanVleet, who had a pretty downward season this year, considering in 2022 he had an absolute good season. I don't really think they were worth that much to be paid for. If you were going to sign them, then you should at least sign them to a lesser, more efficient contract, considering they also traded away some pieces to sign this contract, which is overall is pretty bad. They should have just kept some of their small pieces. I think they traded like Ty Jones or something like that, but overall it's still a bad trade for the Houston Rockets. And I guess they couldn't get nobody at the minimum, or at least a veteran deal. But overall, I think this is not going to impact the Houston Rockets as much like this next team. Next up, we got the Portland Trail Blazers signing Jerami Grant to a 5-year, $160 million, a contract extension guaranteed. So it was obvious from the start that they were trying to do everything to keep Damian Lillard. But after signing that contract with Jerami Grant, Damian Lillard unfortunately requested out of Portland. Now, who they might get out of Portland, who knows? But Jerami Grant is for sure not going to leave the Portland Trail Blazers, considering he just signed a 5-year, $160 million guaranteed contract extension. So he has no player option. I don't even think a team is dumb enough to trade for him, considering the CBA and their apron and restriction levels now. But also, Jerami Grant doesn't really deserve that massive deal. I mean, he is a solid player. He is a solid piece for a title contender, but he's not a big solid player as in where you have to play a franchise cornerstone player. You know, that is a contract you give to the big players that get you places. But overall, I think this has a lot to do with the CBA. Team required to spend at least 90% of their salary cap, which makes sense how these players could get massive contracts, since now the teams have to spend 90% of the salary caps. You could potentially see a lot of more players getting big contracts that are not worth their market value price. So that's one downfall about the CBA, but not for the players, because they will be getting that bag. But overall, these are my two teams that have taken the massive L. I will cover two teams. I have already covered one team that took a W, which is the Los Angeles Lakers, but I will be covering another team that took a big W this offseason. But the Blazers and the Rockets, for me, are the biggest losers, without a question, this offseason. The Wizards probably could have been one, but they got pretty solid this offseason, especially in free agency. Not very decent, but pretty much better. But the Blazers and the Rockets are the two massive losers this year in free agency for sure. Without further ado, guys, if you guys enjoy and want to support my videos, please hit the like and subscribe button. It only takes like a second. Turn on post notifications. See you guys on my next video. Peace.